We are here today to break down a couple of our favorite scenes from our most recent documentary, 1212, A Race with No Finish. This is going to be exciting. We haven't watched it back in like a long time, and it was such a crammed editing process. It felt like this bullet of time where we just spent every minute on this thing, and then now to be able to look back, it's going to be quite cool. What are your thoughts?
I'm looking forward to it. As you said, I haven't watched this since we did the final sweep through before we posted it. And that happened after an overnight editing session. We edited from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. And I was definitely not in the right state of mind, but I've not watched it since then. So I'm looking forward to reliving the experience of filming it, as well as the editing process as well.
Yeah, I think the scenes we've picked are definitely, they touch both of those things. It is like there's a lot of backstory behind both the scenes we're looking through, but then also it's completely different to what the actual footage is of the scene. So keen to break it down. The first one we're going to do is the scene where Harvey's running into the wind, as he says, with a bunch of the other runners. What day was this on? Do you remember?
This was on day
3? 2?
This was on day 2. This was on Sunday afternoon. No, Monday afternoon. Monday afternoon. Because we filmed the interview with Tim first, and then we did Kelly.
Yes, which we'll get into. Yeah. I think the process of this is like, I think we'll watch it and then we'll break. Maybe as we go along, we'll commentate it, but we'll break down little bits and pieces. And then at the end, we'll proper go into the backstory of how this scene came together.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I was the one who filmed the scene.
Yes.
To keep in mind.
Yes.
So this is me filming.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
So I remember right here, I was so happy because I'm on the quad bike, and what had happened was the lap before, I saw him doing this, but I think I had the 200mm lens on, and I was like way out with the tripod. We have the clip, so we'll roll that shot. But I was not set up at all to capture this the way it was captured. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, I've just missed one of the most crucial moments, like a pivotal moment in this story. I've missed it.
One other thing just to go on that is I remember the night before, just quickly, we were talking about how there was these little moments starting to happen, and we're like, okay, so this is how the story comes together. So you would have been there, like, this is a moment. I need to get this.
Also, I was like, this is my moment, because you had the bus, and I'm like, you've captured this awesome moment. I need a moment. So I see this happening in front of my eyes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't film this right now.
Yeah.
And I remember chasing, I think I swapped lenses, because I had the photo camera as well. I think I swapped lenses to a wider lens, sped up on the quad bike, and they weren't doing it. And then I was like, I asked them, what are you doing? And he was like, we could maybe do it again. Like, we could maybe fake one right now for you to film it. He was so like, this guy's 50 hours into his run, and he's thinking about faking this just so I can film it to tell the story. And he asked everyone, and everyone was like, no, but yes. Like, they're all delusional at this point. I came back from that lap where I hadn't captured it. Yeah. And I saw you had just woken up because we were meant to film an interview with Kelly.
Yes.
And you asked me what had just happened. We have a clip, right?
Yeah.
Something sick happened, which I got like the aftermath of, but it might happen next lap as well.
Yeah.
So I want to be on for it.
Yeah, okay.
But we're meant to do an interview at 4.
Yeah.
But
with
this
Kelly?
would be worth shooting.
Yeah.
If it happens. With Kelly, we're so limited as to when we can film these interviews because both the Tim and the Kelly interview we filmed during the race, which is in between a lap.
And we were switching over. Obviously, we're already doing these like crazy shifts anyway.
Yeah.
We need to make it as efficient as possible. So it was always going to be on that afternoon. Obviously, the lighting's really nice too. Yeah. But it's always going to be on that afternoon, like cross overlap between us two.
And we were also limited because we knew that 24 hours from then, our next afternoon time slot, Kelly's going to be so much more delirious because she was Harvey's main crew person for the entire time. She had like, little 2-hour naps here and there. But our fear was that if we didn't get it that day, Harvey might A, finish and then the interview was completely different, or B, she might just be like way too tired and delirious to really give good, honest answers. So right there, right there, into the wind we go. He pronounces it like he's commanding the group. Like he's the leader of this trail right now of people, and he's yelling into the wind we go as a collective. But the reason he said that was I asked him, I'm like, what do you call this? Hoping he would spit some line. And Harvey Lewis.
That's crazy.
And what this does, I think what that line does specifically is really sets him up as a leader, sets him up as someone who is clearly capable of leading a group of people, you know, through the hours of this backyard ultra, through multiple yards.
Multiple days. This guy's on day 3. It looks
Yeah.
like he's the fresh coach going out to pace these
Yeah.
guys.
And it's that line for me into when we go really feels like this guy is just all over it.
He's on an adventure.
So
It's
yeah.
his spirit right here. This encapsulates his spirit so much. And I know this is such a big scene for you and I, because it's just the Harvey we know through having these experiences with him. This is like a really good representation of that.
Yeah. And it just, you know, it was beautiful that it happened at sunset with amazing lighting.
The woo-
Simon.
Tight formation, tight formation. Watching it. Good job, Sam. All right. Rocking it, guys. Good job.
So what's funny is like
I know what you're going to say here.
the edit we did for 2XU, you see Sam Harvey, one of the ultra athletes, peel off. It's like right at the end of the clip. And as soon as that clip was done, you just see them all just break and disperse. And it almost felt like they did it for the camera in a way. I do also feel like, you know, to be honest, it wasn't that windy. When they were doing that, I don't think they were really carving into the wind and through the wind. I think it was honestly more of a mental
100%.
camaraderie thing. Because you just, you know, I assume running for days, you must be asking yourself, why are we out here? What are we doing? And I think it's little things like this Harvey initiates and Harvey does to really bring everyone together, to try get people as far as they can possibly go.
Definitely. I'm sure you'd be extremely bored running the same lap 50 plus times at this point. Doing little things like that would completely reset you. Well, I can only imagine. And seemingly that's what Harvey seems to think of it. So
Who takes the lead, like they do in a marathon. And there's no rules against it.
Oh, this is where you can see
Teamwork.
Sam
Yeah,
Harvey
that's
peel off. Already there.
Oh yeah.
And like as soon as that happened, they all just broke out.
I think what's funny about that bit as well is him talking about the marathon and the rules. He's like, it's not against the rules. That's so Harvey's character, like cheeky, like he's looking for the one-ups. He looks for the little like 1%ers to just take you further. And it's cool to see his mindset like that in his own tent and then see it out in the race as well with other people.
Yeah. And if something as well, if you notice in this drone shot, you can see there's quite a few people there. This drone shot was actually taken before this event of Into the Wind happened. We were actually just kind of limited with our sunset drone shots that we had used, and we needed a sunset drone shot here because we were transitioning to the nighttime after this. So we did end up going with one that had a few more people in it. But I would be very surprised if anyone actually picked up on that during watching it.
I think you're just reflecting the music takes you through. You're really not.
And we also don't specify how many people are left at any point throughout the film. So, you know, as far as someone's aware, this could have been how many people there were. But yeah, there were actually less people
100%.
for those interested.
Great scene though. To wrap it up, this is an amazing scene. It was definitely needed to show that sort of I guess that camaraderie of Harvey. There's the nighttime, like when he's the clicks, all-time favorite scene, one of the clicks, the bus, all those things. They feel a bit more gritty, but this is very like lighthearted and courageous. Like I feel like that shows that morning side of him. But no matter what time of day, I think this highlights that he is in this mindset of leadership like the entire time, which is crazy. He doesn't not take an hour off. It's wild.
It's very impressive. So the scene we're breaking down now is Harvey finishing, and more in particularly Harvey and Sam Harvey's relationship, and sort of how they come together in the tent.
It's something we've alluded to obviously throughout the film, in little snippets. And honestly, why we've probably done that is because of this scene.
Yes.
Why we felt the need to show Sam Harvey throughout, from the beginning, pre-race, during the race, the start, the photo with him and like Harvey, Sam and his dad, all those things, like these little drops of Sam, so that when you get to this end scene with them in the tent, it hits as hard as it does because you know who Sam is at this point.
Yes.
Or you're invested in him at
Which
least.
is one really cool thing about filming documentaries is you never know how they're going to play out. And unlike a narrative-led story that is, you know, produced, what's cool about this is it unfolds in real time and you're not even aware of it until you get into the edit.
Yeah.
And if you're hyper aware, you know, you might catch it in the moment. I know I certainly didn't.
No.
So this is at like 3 a.m.
Hello.
You've been up for a total of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh, that was, honey. That was so good.
That was good, but that was it.
I love Kelly.
Yeah.
I started to I was like, I couldn't even make comprehension. of
Tim
anything.
looks so tired
Whoa.
in the back.
I wasn't no stick people. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I just
Well,
couldn't comprehend.
you did amazing.
Thanks.
Do you want to go back to
I
your
just-
tent, or do you? If
The
you're
$5
super
that robe
like
was
the
$5
gym
from
can't park
Vinny's.
in
Yeah,
it's really
Sam
warm.
Harvey. Allison here.
It's-
Holy. Oh my
Taj
God.
Mahal.
Oh. Well,
You can sit. You want to sit over there in that.
So this
black
is Sam
chair?
Harvey's tent, and that is
Sam's mum.
Sam's mom, Merrin.
you don't have
In the
any
back.
issue with me being in
And the reason he said this is like the
you
Taj
don't think
Mahal
that's gonna affect Sam
is
or
quite
anything?
literally because it was
Was.
completely decked out. They had a gas heater. It was so cold up there. I think got down to 2 or 3 degrees during the night.
Yeah.
They were the only ones with the gas heater in their tent. They had just had stuff everywhere, pictures hanging up on the wall.
Plants.
They really make it feel like a home. And yeah, that was why Harvey was kind of so blown back by how awesome that was. Because keep in mind, Harvey's tent, he was sleeping on like carpet tiles on the floor. So yeah.
I've got some soup. Do you want
Shoot,
some?
man.
Do you want some soup?
This is like the Taj
Do you
Mahal.
want some soup?
I love it.
I don't know. It's bittersweet, you know. It's like it's the first time I got to sit down and don't have to get back up to crew, but at the same time, like, I wish
The
I was
music here
still,
hits
like,
so hard.
wish we were still going, but it's okay.
I'm okay.
I know you're
I love
okay.
this.
I know you're okay.
And peel to Harvey.
No. Hold on her.
And then
I
peel.
go to the very end, but no, I'm satisfied.
Yeah,
I gave my best over.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you get down there, you're not gonna get back up.
That's all right.
So this shot is interesting because
Wait till he falls.
Oh, now he's definitely not.
Whoever threw that pillow down, was that you? No.
no,
I think it was Mary.
I think it was Auntie Kay.
going on?
Look at that one, I love it. I thought.
Well, honey.
So that the reason we had that shot in there, that transition from him going from the chair to the ground, was we had cut it initially to this scene. We did a bunch of variations and versions of this scene, but you have this really heartfelt moment with Kelly where she's saying, it's bittersweet, we're done. Harvey's saying he's okay. They're really at this point of emotional connection. And then we come to this scene, which you'll see is more of a lighthearted, funny comedic scene. And having those two right next to each other was just way too jarring for us when we were in the edit process. So that was why we put that middle shot in, because there's not much dialogue. It's kind of him just making his way down to the floor, which is funny. But I feel personally, I'm still in those emotions of what Kelly was saying. And then it kind of carries me into this more lighthearted scene.
Plus, it's also giving you this perspective of Harvey. Like, it's not him just with a facial. It is actually showing him falling all the way to the ground. And it's taking like 15 seconds for this dude to get onto the ground. That's how hammered he is.
Yeah. But yeah, you'll see this sort of contrast now.
Yeah.
Wonder what else we can experience in Australia while we're still here.
No, I think I'm pretty satisfied.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, it's just been a effing blast these last
Effing blast.
5 days. No, I've had a really good time. I've had a really great time.
Top left corner.
Oh yeah.
That's me.
Party. Go.
This feels natural.
I've never been so tired in a race. I went in the race because of you, bro.
Sam, keep going, man.
Keep me going.
I'd like you to be the final person.
I was gonna stop there.
I'm glad you didn't.
Please drink that.
Okay. Oh shit.
Good job, Sam.
Right, on your legs are fine now. You just got to get through the daylight.
That hits so hard.
Yeah.
I also just remember watching that back now live. I remember how annoying that was finishing that scene off, because we could not for the life of us figure out how to transition from that scene to the next shot, which is him in the chair, Tim asking if he wants to ring the bell to start the next lap, which was maybe 5 or 6 hours after him in the tent. He went and got some sleep for a few hours. Sun was up, and we just could not for the life of us figure out how to transition from scene to scene.
Because I think it gets to a point where you start adding the music and everything's a little bit more polished, that you can't just have the shot in there and then just about, oh, we'll figure out what's next. It's just like, now we actually have to figure out how this transitions, and it wasn't. But I watch that back now and think that's very obvious to do that, but it was not that obvious
No.
in the process.
There were different things. So what ended up happening in reality was he didn't fall asleep in that tent. He got moved back into his own tent. We were in the house, I think, dumping footage or something.
Yeah.
And then we came out and he was already in his other tent. So we missed that transition, which that footage could have allowed us to play. We'll play the shot now.
Yeah.
Where he's in the tent, he's in his bed in his tent, and Kelly puts a beanie on his head from memory. And it feels so like that for me feels like the cap of the Harvey and Kelly story in this film.
Yes, that would have been nice. Her putting him to bed.
Yes. But we just didn't
get it.
We didn't get it. So that shot was in there, but we did remove that, and I think it flows really nicely. And
No, it does.
Man, just to hear Sam in the thick of it, that guy went on for another 24 hours in that race. To hear him say, "You are the only reason I'm still in this race."
Crazy, man. It was awesome. I'm so happy we captured that, and it really allows us to then move forward in the story to the end of that Dead Cow Gully race. The whole concept of this 1-2-1-2 race when they finished was to show Harvey's summer, or show the feat of Harvey's insane summer of 2025. Even though we weren't at those other events, how can we still showcase that with the one event we filmed? But the fact that we could, because of Sam and Harvey's relationship, play into the amazing world record that Sam Harvey and Phil Gore, I guess, got to. It was cool that because of their connection in the race, we were able to then go on and tell that quite smoothly.
Definitely.
I can imagine if they weren't as close, that would be, there'd be a lot of B-roll of those two guys, maybe some dialogue of them in there to try and... So it's not just 40 minutes into this 50-minute doc, I now learn who these two new guys are. So that's something that I actually hadn't even thought of till then. It made it quite smooth.
Definitely. I think the scene or the two scenes that really actually enable the Harvey summer is at the very start. Judd, his friend, mentions that you've got bad water in less than 2 weeks. Don't use all your energy up at Dead Cow Gully. And then right after the scene we just played, Harvey's in the chair counting down the days till bad water. And I think those two scenes, both at the beginning and the end, really enable you to be like, wait, this guy just ran 616 kilometers, 383 miles, and 12 days later flies across the world to run 135 miles through Death Valley.
Another thing is when he's in the car at the beginning of the film, he's grabbing a certificate out of his car that says that he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro or something to do with the race he did there. It's a subtle thing, but once you read the text, you watch that, I'm sure on like maybe the second time, if you viewed this for a second time, you'd be able to realize like, oh my God, this guy like a couple of days ago was in Tanzania up at, well, I don't know how high it was, but it's high. You shouldn't, it's not normal to run
5,500 meters or something.
Not normal to run 50K up there and then go do, 92 yards in a backyard. So yeah, it's like being able to throw those things in there was just enough to still be able to create this aura of the summer. But in reality, we filmed one event
Yes.
with this guy. So that was like a whole nother beast, and very happy we were able to put it together like that. But yeah, they're two of our favorite scenes. I mean, we could break down a whole lot more. And there's so many in this. It's 50. This is the longest piece we've ever created, like at this point in time. And it's crazy to watch bits back and see, oh wow, that exists in there. That's a whole nother scene. There's like about 10 to 15 scenes that we could be breaking down, but there's some of the more contextual ones that we felt like we could do. And man, I'm so happy with this project.
Yeah, I think it was a beast to embark on, and we didn't know that we were going to put this longer piece together really until 4 weeks before it was released. We knew the Bigs was coming up, the individual world championships.
And we knew Harvey had a shot at winning.
Yeah, we knew he'd won the previous two, and he was going for third. He really cares about that race, and we thought, if he wins that race, we put out this piece, you know, in timing with that, how awesome that would be. I think for us and the timing of this release, it was really critical that we put it together and get it out just after Biggs had finished. And I'm so glad we did. We love doing this. I think we love doing breakdowns and sharing more of our sort of creative process. And, you know, if there's any other ways that you guys are interested to see and gain insight into how we make these films, let us know. We'd love to share as much as we can, because that's what it's all about, is sharing the process.
Yeah, 100%. So please let us know. If you want us to break down more scenes, let us know. We'd love to do it. We just don't know if people actually want to see it. So if that's the case, please let us know. And if you know a scene that you actually want us to break down, let us know that too. But that's it. Until next time.
Peace. Much love.